Back in the Primetime Local News studio, and Josh Park hadn't left us just yet, so we thought we'd do one more Josh and Josh segment before he takes off.
Why not?
For bigger and better things. We'll see. Let's start in the world of hot takes.
Yes.
Not normally a thing we do on this show, but with you, we're making an exception, and we have several seasons of professional sports coming up in, I guess, less than a month's time. So might as well get our predictions off now before people call us bandwagon jumpers. So we're going to start with you. What is a hot take that you predict will happen this season?
I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want me to go football, hockey, or basketball? Because I got one for all three, Josh, so I'm going to put the ball in your court.
Well, it's about to be football season, so we might as well start there.
Let's go football then. I'm going to go to the New York Football Giants. Obviously, they just drafted Daniel Jones out of Duke, 6th overall. A lot of criticism for that pick, Josh, especially coming out. It's a Duke quarterback, not often some guy that gets drafted, especially in the top 15. A lot of criticism for that team.
Justified criticism, I'd
Yes,
say.
of course.
Justified.
Last year they went 5-11. I'm going to predict this year. Obviously, I don't know if it's that much of a hot take to predict that a team's going to go 500, but I think they're going to go 8-8. I think now that they got OBJ out of the locker room, I think that that's going to be a more tight-knit team, and I think that Daniel Jones is going to come in, be the #1 quarterback, and I think they're going to do well in an NFC East division that isn't that strong. The Redskins, that's a QB carousel. They don't know who's going to be starting for them. The Cowboys, they haven't even signed Ezekiel Elliott yet. And the Eagles, I think they'll lead the division, but I think the Giants are going to do not bad.
There's three problems with that. One, who is he going to throw the ball to now that OBJ is not there? Two, even without Ezekiel Elliott, the Cowboys still have several elite players in multiple positions. And three, you're right, the Eagles will be solid again this year. So if those two teams are good, how are they getting to 5-5, 8-8, 500, whatever you want to call 500?
There's a gentleman by the name of Golden Tate. He's dynamite, especially in the red zone. He can get up jump balls. That's a thing for him. Although he's not the biggest receiver, I think he's going to be their #1 target. Number 2, they have a guy by the name of Sterling Shepard, who was a 1B behind Odell Beckham Jr. last year. Although he didn't get as many touches, and especially red zone touches as OBJ, Sterling Shepard is a thoroughly underrated wide receiver in the NFL. And number 3, they have the best running back in the entire NFL, a guy by the name of Saquon Barkley, and I think that's more than enough of a case for them to go 8-8.
I mean, there's many great running backs who only last 2 seasons in the NFL, but
Agreed.
We need to move on, so I'll leave you with that point. Do you want football as well, or do you want to go to a different sport with me?
Let's go different sport. Whatever you think your hottest take is, give it to me, JR.
All right, my hottest take, and I know people accuse me of being a homer, is that the Toronto Raptors will at least return to the conference finals this season. And the reason why is because, 1, they have championship pedigree now on their roster. 2, they will have Marc Gasol through a full training camp and probably healthier. He was underratedly banged up last year.
Agreed.
Siakam can take one more jump. If he starts hitting open 2-point jumpers and becomes a guy who can make his own shot whenever, he's a top 10 player in the league. And finally, OG Anunoby, he is ready for a breakout season, and the East is still not that good. So all they have to do is beat one of Philly or Milwaukee, both of which I don't think got better this year. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I love that you just took that hot take, because I'm ready to go at you for that one.
Okay.
First of all, I think the Toronto Raptors are a great team. I think they're going to be a playoff team, Josh. Don't get me wrong.
They better be.
They're not going to make it to the conference finals, not even close. They'll be lucky if they make it out of the first round of the playoffs. First of all, last year, the first thing you could say is, sure, Kawhi's gone. They went 17-5 without Kawhi last year. Mm-hmm. They went 13-0 against non-playoff teams. Teams that made the playoffs, they were 4-5. Kawhi Leonard, their #1 piece, is gone. Mm-hmm. You got to expect guys like OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam to take ginormous steps in order for a team to get past. We're talking the Philadelphia 76ers, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Brooklyn Nets, who just acquired a couple of dynamite players, a guy by the name of Kyrie Irving, and a Boston Celtics team that I think got better this year with Kyrie Irving being gone. Kemba Walker, great point guard, saying.
Quick rebuttal. Kyrie Irving is the only star on that Brooklyn Nets team who lost a couple of pieces.
Well, DeAndre Jordan.
All of 38-year-old DeAndre Jordan playing pylon defense, very exciting. And also, they're paying Kevin Durant more than $30 million a season to not play for them this year. The Brooklyn Nets are not an issue. The only other team that I can possibly see being a competitive team in the first round is the Indiana Pacers. That depends on if Oladipo makes a swift and solid recovery. So while you're accurate that those two other teams are great, I can't go with you on the Nets. I really do think my Toronto Raptors are going to be a player in the Eastern Conference next year. So it looks like you don't have anything else to add to that now?
I have 3 things to say to that, and all I'm going to say is Milwaukee Bucks, Indiana Pacers, Philadelphia 76ers, and Boston Celtics, and then I'm going to leave it right there.
That was 4 things, and because of that, we are heavy. So let's take a break on Primetime Local News.